Good morning, Pickle Baby. Are you feeling okay? What's the matter? You're like just totally intrigued in the music. Do you have a wiggly tooth? Let me see. Woo! Are you cold? I love you. What are you doing right now?
Setting.
So you're going around, you know what I noticed though as I was standing there doing the laundry?
What?
I didn't say anything to you, but you're going around and look at how much you're cleaning up and getting everything all nice and picked up. Huh? So you're serving others
Yes,
with a happy, joyful heart? That's what you're doing. Do you know how special, how much that means to Mommy? You're awesome. I love you. I just noticed you doing that and I wanted to say thank you.
I set it up. Can you hold me?
You want me to play your game?
Yeah.
Alright, set it up. Is this the game with like a bunch of different boards and...
Yeah, remember how you were talking about it?
I'm just nervous. Okay. You set it up and I'll try my best, okay?
I'll teach you how to play. It's a pretty easy game.
Okay.
It's a lot like Uno.
Lot like Uno. Got it.
So you'll probably like it. It's a lot like Uno.
Well, our week is almost over already, and I honestly don't have much to show for it. It's kind of disappeared. I went to bed with wet hair last night, and it is kind of wherever it is. Everything is still completely coated in snow, which looks beautiful, but we are now like days into everything being a mess. The chickens are going nuts because there's like no available ground for them to scratch in, so they're all kind of having a fit out there, not being able to get into anything. And yeah, again, North Carolina, we're not used to snow showing up very often, and when it does show up, it usually doesn't stick around for long. So it is pretty though. That part of it's enjoyable. Laundry everywhere. While we are working through this process to go through our home and truly get rid of all but what we absolutely need, I've had to kind of come to terms with the fact that doing this process means that I'm not going to be able to keep up on everything like I normally try to. Because there's no way we can be like thoroughly going through every single room with a fine-tooth comb and still keeping up on, you know, every single little detail. So laundry has just been kind of coming into the living room and living here on the furniture for longer than I even usually, unfortunately, let it be like that. Travis! Travis! What are you doing?
You know, I was looking on the Facebooks and there was like this whole like episode of my memories. So I freaked out because the man placed a camera inside my brain.
Okay.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah's over.
Well, happy Merry Christmas.
We don't celebrate Christmas.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It's not Saturday. That kid, he's so silly. Anyways, so yes, everything is kind of a mess, kind of a wreck, minus, I mean, not like dirty, but there is stuff everywhere as I'm pulling things out and kind of separating stuff and whatnot. So it is a little chaotic in the house. Not very pretty right now, but that's okay because we're staying focused. We are moving forward. Big changes are happening in our household, and that's okay. So for school today, the kids are currently obsessed with Coyote Peterson and are watching like one video after the other of him, Brave Wilderness, I think is what his YouTube channel is called. He goes, finds all the different animals and does stuff. So they are like having a blast with that right now. And we are reading through Genesis with Bible study as a family. So they're really enjoying that. You have to go check out our podcast we did, Do You Read the Bible with Your Kids? I think it was a really good one with a great conversation. Hopefully that's what we think. So we'd love for you guys to go check that out. The kids are getting that stuff done. We have a couple little of like our daily school things that they'll get done as far as some math practice, writing of songs, and you know, things like that we're doing. But I think today I'm going to upstairs, the biggest room that needs to be dealt with as far as about getting rid of stuff is my room. Yeah, our room is literally the worst one. If you've been watching our 100 Days of Homeschool, I did start applying our minimalist home steps to the whole house a few weeks ago. And I got pretty far with everywhere up here, minus our room. Our room is always like the last room that I ever get to. It has the most junk in it because stuff just somehow like appears there and then never goes away. So it's gonna definitely take me probably a few days to get through our room, but I think that's where I wanna start because I think that is the biggest difference. And I will show you what we got done with Trav's room too. I kind of showed you where we started it the other day, but I'll give you a little peek into what he actually ended up keeping. We'll do that today. Thinking that's what we're gonna do. I also want to tell a little story. So in the sense of being transparent in all of this, you know, we again, my husband has always felt like every time God has given us a child, it was at a time where we were getting ready for a big shift in our lives. And if you go back and listen to our story, you see that with all three of our other kids. So Olivia now, she'll be 1 in January. And again, we're feeling this huge shift as it's going into ministry full time, living a life, you know, purely by faith and no reliable source of income and any of this other stuff. So that's kind of where we are with that. What are you guys doing?
Well, Lily's putting on something weird, though.
Anyway, these kids, they're so silly. So in doing all of this, you know, we're saying, all right, I think we need to get rid of all of our stuff. We need to truly shed all these possessions so that we can move forward in these, whatever this walk is that God is leading us on. We want to be ready and able to serve at all times, and we feel that this is a part of it that we want to do. So a story I wanted to share, and it will tie in with the little picture that I shared on the cover of this video, but we don't have much left. Quite honestly, we have gotten rid of a lot of things over the past couple years, especially. Like we really have. And, you know, really nice things that we maybe had once upon a time. We really have gotten rid of so much already. And I feel like we don't have that much left, you know, but there is still plenty, of course. One thing, though, that my husband sold this week was his beautiful, very expensive Gucci wallet that I bought him a few years back for his birthday. After our second child was born, we left to go to the Florida Keys to start our business, and then after our third child was born, we actually came back up to Charlotte area, back to North Carolina, where our business just exploded. I mean, I'm talking we were making 6 figures in under 5 years of the business, no debt. I mean, just going for it. And I mean, money coming in everywhere we looked. We were just cranking out business like crazy. We were completely focused on ourselves, what I was doing, this business I had created. Here I was, girl boss, and doing all of these things and was succeeding at it like you wouldn't believe. Everything was just amazing. Our vendor friends were constantly, you know, oh my gosh, you guys have all the kids and you homeschool and your business is always doing so great. And we were on magazines and sponsoring things and all of this stuff, right? We were just totally doing it, whatever. And I was so proud of the fact for my husband's birthday. My husband likes nice things, you know, he's always, you know, he's not that dude who likes being out and being grungy and say he's not that guy. He's very, you know, clean and proper and likes the city and, you know, kind of things like that. He was anyways, you know, he was very much like that. And so I was so proud to take him to the fanciest mall we have in our whole area, you know, our whole area. Like when you're in Charlotte, like if you go to South Charlotte, I mean, that's where, you know, the NASCAR drivers live. That's where the real, you know, rich fancy people live. That's where football players and, you know, stuff like that, you know, that's, you know, you go to the mall that has a Louis Vuitton and Burberry and all of these shops. And I remember being so proud to go in there and for his birthday, walk up to the glass case and be like, honey, I knew you wanted a new wallet. Pick a wallet. He loves Gucci. Pick whatever Gucci wallet you want and we'll just buy it right now. You know, it was such like a prideful thing, you know, look at us, we're doing so good, I'll buy you whatever you want, you know, what do you want for your birthday? Price is no, whatever. It was silly, it was so stupid, but I was so proud to do that. And in the past couple of years, as our business has really been slowing down, we've been hard up for money. Like, how are we going to feed our kids today? Hard up for money. And a couple times he's been like, let me just sell that wallet. I don't really use it anymore. I don't need it. Let me just sell it. And it was something that for me, even though I had grown so much, like every time he's mentioned it before, just that pride in me has been like, you can't sell that. That was a gift I bought for you. Like that. Hold on one
I
second.
get to play my game
I'll
after I
play.
get the
Yep,
cards?
just one second. Go get ready.
Are you gonna video it?
Sure.
Okay.
It was just such a prideful thing for me. Like, you can't sell that. I bought that for you. Like, super awesome girl boss with her business and all of her money. Like, we took you and bought it, like, full price out of the fancy, shelf. Like, it's such a status symbol, to have your super expensive wallet. Like, I don't know. Like, it was so stupid. But I just felt so prideful about he couldn't get rid of that wallet. So dumb. But that's how I felt. And so this week when we said we were going to start doing all of these things, right, and going through and we're like, I think this is what God is calling us to do. I think we should do this. Moving forward, we're making a lot of changes within our family, our extended family, our household, all of these things. And he just went down into his office and took some pictures, posted it, and sold it. I mean, he just did it. And he came up and he was like, hey, I went ahead and posted, I'm going to post some things. I know I have a couple things left. I know there's not much, but I have a couple things left that I know are worth some money. Let me go ahead and get them sold so that we can buy food, which is kind of important. Gas in our car might be great so that we can go get said food. But it was like, so I went ahead and posted that. And it was funny because when he said it, it was the first time that I didn't feel that like prideful sting well up in me. Like, how dare you try to sell that? But instead, I was just like, oh, wow, you're like, really? He stopped using this wallet at least a couple of years ago and has been like, I don't need to be using it. Like, for him, that was just something even he stopped doing. But for me, again, like him, I just thought he needed to keep it like in his closet forever or something. I don't know why. But when he said that, I was like, okay, you're really selling it? Like, that's what you're doing? And he was like, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't need it. I mean, it sucks. It was nice and whatever, but is that what I need? I don't need it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so it sold very quickly because it's a very nice and like mint condition, very expensive wallet. So it sold, and he sold it for $100. It wasn't even like, I think of how much we spent on it and then how much he sold it for. And it wasn't even, and he just sold it, and he took it yesterday and wrapped it up, put it in the envelope. We printed out the label and shipped it off on its way to, funny story, it's going back to California, which is where we're originally from. So going right on back. And he was just sold it. As soon as the money posts, go, let's get some gas, get some food for the kids. It won't pay all our bills. It won't take care of a lot, but it can help with the daily bread that we need for today, right? We're praying and we're asking God to give us our daily provisions. Everything that I need today, Lord, I need you to help me meet it and to make that happen, because I have no way of me fixing it. So I'm relying on you 110% for everything that we have today. And then you just saw that happen. And so I told him that I wanted to share that story on here. And I said, but honestly, for being transparent about it, that was something that for some reason just always stung me that I didn't want to have happen. And then it happened. He sold it. And it was like, he sold it. Who cares? It's just a wallet. It's not that big of a deal. So I wanted to share that.
10, 16, or 20?
10. What?
16.
Whatever. Why'd you ask me then if you don't want my answer?
Okay.
Just go set it up. I have no idea what this game is. So why are you asking me?
I'll just start on 16.
Anyways, that was my story. Lily is ready, I believe, for me now. She has created some game that for some reason involves her taking all of our other games, mixing them up into a big pile, and making a huge mess across the table. I don't understand it in the slightest. It gives me a heart attack a little bit because we've now mixed up all the pieces. Nobody puts everything away properly. But I'm going to let that go. And I'm going to go in there and attempt to play this game that she has created. We'll see how that goes. But like I said, I just really wanted to share that story. I don't know if that even really means anything. Maybe it absolutely doesn't. But for me, I just feel better because I've now let go of that and addressed sinful pride in myself on that. And maybe that's just part of the process to move past it. I have no idea. But, well, it's gone. And I think we're going to tackle our room today, which is a real mess. It's like very embarrassing. Our room is, it looks like Hoardersville right now, I think. But I'll share it all in the sake of transparency, and you all can laugh and snicker and be like, oh, at least my room doesn't look like hers. Or if your room does look like mine, we're in good company, and it's okay, we'll get through it. So I'm going to go attempt to play. What is your game called? Does it have a name? Lily, what is your game called? Does it have a name?
Yes.
What is it?
Uno's.
Uno's?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a lot like Uno.
I'm going to go play Uno's with Lily. Lily. All right, while the kids watch Coyote Peterson, I want to show you what we got done with Trav's room. Hello, Miss Lola. Always on a bed somewhere. All right, so Trav's room, you saw kind of the before when we did this the other day, but we did move his bed and got the extra bed out of here. Kind of picked up, straightened up some of his little goodies, and cleared up his room, but I figured I'd kind of share what we ended up doing in here. He just kept this one little nightstand unit thing here, and I let him keep, he's got like, it's really heavy, he's got like some pens and pencils, calculator, and that's why it's heavy, I forgot. He's got his BBs in here in the top drawer. The toys he kept are all in this drawer here, various Play-Dohs that he uses, action figures, things like that. So those are his toys in there. And then some of his empty notebooks and journals he kept. These are his empty ones. There's like 4 of them in here. So we kept those. Hello, Lola. Yes, Lola. Hold on. He kept those. Then on his shelf here, he did keep his Star Wars movies. He's got, these are his little collectible figures that he has gotten from various people that he wanted to keep. He kept his books here, Legos, or all of that, his Bibles, some of his Bibles anyways, and that's a little journal he keeps that he puts special verses in. It's so cute. So he kept that. We had bought him a toolbox with some tools because he wants to be doing more woodwork stuff. So he's got his toolbox there, and then his Battleship game that he got from his aunt and uncle. So he's got those things there. Hello. And then this box here is the box that he had that I told him he could keep some sentimental things in. I don't know if it'll stay in his room. We'll probably take it out and put it in the basement with the little boxes I have for the girls' stuff. But he's got a few just like stuffed animals, hats, and cards, things like that he's had since he was a little boy. So he kept those things in there. And then his closet, I pulled his dresser unit out. We've got to finish going through that so we can put it back. He has one pair of good shoes. He swore to me, because I told him he needed to get rid of the ukulele, because he never did learn to play. He never spends any time with it. He said that yes, he will. He doesn't want to get rid of it. So I said, okay, we're going to see in the next week how much you've actually spent with your ukulele, and then we will give it to someone who might use it if you don't use it by then. And these are he loves target shooting. So these are his BB guns and stuff, and bow and arrow that he has in here. The only thing that I have left, I did not bring a chair in here to pull out. Those are just extra blankets and stuff. I got to pull those out. These are various game console things. That's his grandma's that I think we'll go ahead and pass on because nobody's going to use that. These games consoles that he has been trying to learn. Stop tearing up his blanket. He has been trying to learn how to fix up. So I told him he could still work on that, but it has to live up there because it drives me nuts. So point being in all of this, he did get rid of a lot. I am not going to be as strict with the kids over this as like my husband and I are being with our stuff. they need to get rid of stuff, and we need to stop and think about how the things that we have and the things that we keep glorify God, and do we glorify God by our actions with whatever these things may be. Games, toys, movies, books, whatever. So I want them to stop and think about that stuff. And we are definitely going through, like, what do we literally need to keep? But especially with him, he's getting older, and he needs to learn how to take care of things and deal with them and go through this process and stuff, I think. So his little collectible items, he's really into them. He really wants to keep them. I'm not going to make him at this moment get rid of them. I don't think he holds on to them in the sense of them being like an idol. Would you stop? She wants me to sit down on the bed, so she's literally tearing up his blanket. Lola, you are ridiculous. Oh my gosh, excuse me and my dog. You are ridiculous. So yeah, Legos he loves. They love playing with those. The collectibles, I wasn't going to make him get rid of all of those. And really, we're talking 3 cars, a couple little Star Wars things, a few Minecraft. I mean, we're not even talking that much stuff or anything, but that was something that he's really into. I'm gonna let him, you know, keep that, and he can keep his posters up that he made the frames for. He has wood to make a frame for that one. We just have to do it. Yes, Lola. And that one drawer over there of his, you know, little action figures and whatever little toys that he plays with that he has in there. So not too bad, I don't think. Please stop licking me. Not a fan of being licked by dogs. Like I say, now Lola, look it. I don't know what I'm saying now. So yeah. We got his room done. Everything's done, cleaned up. He has done a great job these past couple nights keeping it picked up. Oh yeah, there's his little collection. You know what? I'll show you that because it's so cute. So look at his little things that he keeps up here. These are his cousins that he keeps their school pictures up so he can see them. Here's a little Polaroid family photo from a few years ago. One from him from a birthday party a while back. His grandparents, his sister, a napkin from his sister's birthday party. Look at that. Gigi's 5th birthday that he keeps. A picture one of his sisters, I think Virginia, painted this one for him. And then this was a little bracelet that the hospital gave him. The hospital gave him and his sisters each these little bracelets when Olivia was born earlier this year, almost a year ago. And it broke, but he hung it up so he could keep it. So this is his little, like, collection of very special things that he keeps right here. Now she's tearing up my sweater. He keeps it right here though, next to the light switch, so that way he can, you know, stop and look at all of those things. And I think that's so cute. What are you doing? You are being crazy right now. What do you need? What do you need, Lola? What do you need, Lola? Yes, you know what it is? He has this little space heater over here that he keeps just to keep him extra warm and toasty. And she likes it to be on, and she'll sleep right here, like facing it. Lola, I turned your warm fan on. Lola, Lola, come here. Look, I turned it on. You can come over here. You can come over here. You crazy puppy. You crazy puppy. So anyways, here's Trav's room. I think it looks pretty good. I think he did a great job as far as cleaning up and getting everything picked up, and only keeping, you know, for him, a couple boxes of Legos, his little tools, and a couple little collectibles and some books. I mean, pretty bare necessity. And all the toys that he isn't going to play with, he did bag all up so that way they can go. So some Play-Doh, little Nerf gun, lightsaber, dinosaur, a couple of action figure guys in here. Those are the only ones he kept. See, there she goes. You can get comfortable in front of your fan. You are a mess, Lola. You're so stinking cute though, huh? Yes. So anyways, his room is pretty much done, minus me doing those couple closet things. I think we're doing good. All right, the incredibly embarrassing room. So this is our bedroom. Oh my goodness. It is not pretty in any sense of the word. I didn't even make my bed today. So this is gonna be my next project, is going through this. We had started, I shared the magazine a little bit, but then I stopped sharing about it, but we had started tearing our bathroom apart, scrape the popcorn ceiling. We keep getting mold growing back in, so we're having to like scrape everything out and paint. We've got new flooring that we have. We haven't laid it yet. So our floors, mess there. This is, I mean, look at, are you kidding me? Last room, the baby hasn't even used the bassinet in forever. Last room I ever make it to is our room, and it is just, my husband's been injured, so inversion table is a must. Old spare mini fridge. Like, guys, this is embarrassing. Embarrassing. So, I think this is what I'm gonna tackle. I'm literally gonna pull everything out, and we will only keep bare necessity. Look, we haven't even put the mirror back up in our bathroom because we took everything down to paint and do stuff. So we just have a bathroom without a mirror. Incredibly embarrassing. This is the mess, though. This is it. All kinds of junk everywhere. Look at, like, I don't even know what some of the stuff, lotion, spray. So, anyways, I think this is going to be what I tackle. Look at the kids. They always are drawing us little pictures, so my husband just started like tacking them all up across the wall. There's so many of them. See my nice bent curtains, because the cat's constantly climbing them and keeps just bending and breaking everything. She's a blast. So yeah, I guess this will be our next room. Scale this down to just pure necessities. All right, so I got lunch made and stuff done, and I was so excited to go in and get started on our room because it is such a mess and I just hate it and it drives me crazy. And I think it will be one room that can give me like great encouragement in this process, because I know there's so much in there that can be gotten rid of. So what a refreshing thing every day to be able to walk into my room at the end of the day and like see so much progress. Totally spacing the fact that obviously we share the room with Olivia, with our baby, and about the time I was doing lunch and all that, it was time for her to go take a nap. So I'm not getting anything done in my room right now. Instead, I figure I have not scrubbed the hardwood floors out here, and we spend most of our time in this like kitchen, dining room, game room kind of area. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my Hoover floor mate and just scrub the floors real good, since this is where Olivia spends most of her time, on the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done while she sleeps, and then hopefully as soon as she wakes up, I can really jump in and dive in and start going through my room. Travis is playing with Legos, but he's getting ready to get dressed. The girls just made their way outside. They are off to play in the snow. You guys, I cannot believe how much snow we have left. Like, all of the rooftops of all the homes are still covered. That never happens. Usually we have snow for like a couple days and then it starts melting and it's gone pretty quick. Everything is still completely covered with, I mean, a good still, I mean, the ground, I'd say we've got at least 6 to 8 inches on like the average spot, still completely covered. So they're off. They're playing in that snowy, wintry mess back there and sliding down the hill and having a blast. So while they're doing that, I'm going to try to get some cleaning done. And I shared something in my Instagram story today that Brave Writer, Juliet Brave Writer, shared, and it was just that, hey, here's your permission slip. Let winter break start now. If you were feeling it and you just need that time to take a break, take it. And I know I've kind of mentioned it before, but I feel like for us, our homeschool schedule, routine, curriculum we're using, everything kind of changes with the seasons. Come fall, we're ready to really dive in and take on some hearty stuff. Come winter, our family really kind of just, we need more relaxation. We need things slower. We need more like reading and watching and playing games, you know, a lot more of that. And then I feel like come springtime, again, we're kind of ready to be geared up and real hands-on and active and on it with things. And then come summertime, we just need to just strip everything down. We love having our summers and just play. Everything is all about the play, you know. So seeing that kind of change throughout the season, I'm noticing with the kids as I go to try to like, come on guys, let's get to the table, let's get a little bit of stuff done. We're just so slow to get going. But yet come, you know, later in the day, we sit around on the couch and have no problem reading books because we just, with the season, that just feels so good. So I just wanted to share that encouragement for you too. If you're feeling that part, the season right now where you guys are just struggling and maybe the kids don't want to get anything done and you're like pushing against the grain all day long, just stop. Just let it be and relax and enjoy. You can still, learning's everywhere. Learning doesn't disappear because school isn't in session. Learning's everywhere. So sometimes I think we just need to remember to ignore the criticism, ignore whatever that we think, we might get for it. And just, if your kids need it, if you need it, just let them be. Right now, there's still so much snow on the ground. My kids could care less about doing math drills because there's snow to be played in. It doesn't happen very often. Let them enjoy the snow. Go for it. They're out there, they're learning all kinds of things about many different things, even if it's just playing together with one another and using their imaginations. Let them go do it. So anyways, little thought I had on that, wanted to share that, and I am going to go scrub my floors. Okay, baby is awake and fed and happy. Floors are scrubbed. The kids are in from playing on the snow, and they're going to sit down to watch Superbook. We shared a little bit about that show. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but my husband and I were talking about it in our podcast about reading the Bible with your kids. It's such an awesome show. Superbook is a very good show. So if you haven't watched it with your kids already, it's great. They have the first season on Amazon Prime Video, and then I think you can get all of them on PureFlix, which is really, really great service. So the kids are getting a little time to do that. I'm going to start addressing this mess. To be honest, I don't know where to start. It's a little overwhelming. I think I'm going to start by just stripping off all of my bedding. I'll go ahead and wash that today since I'm doing that. And then I honestly might just take everything completely out of the room, stash it all in the living room for right now, clean my room real well, just wipe down the walls, mop the floors, things like that. And then while it's out in the living room, I think I might go through it that way and pull out my key necessity items that we must have, put those away, and then everything else can go. We don't need to keep it. So I think that will be what I do, because otherwise I really don't know what to do with this disaster of a room. So let's see what I can't get done, I guess. Alright, I have torn my room apart. We took apart the curtain and stuff that was covering the window where our bed was and found mold. It was disgusting. So we've taken everything out of the room, cleaned it really well, so all of the mold is gone, thank goodness, and now are washing and cleaning everything. I've drug everything out into the living room, so it's a disaster zone in there. Every surface is a mess, but the process will work. We will get there. So Daddy's got a warm fire going. The kids are watching the Bible. I'm going to make some dinner and hopefully get a little bit more work done.
Pancakes for dinner.
Yes, we're having breakfast for dinner. Which the kids love, but my husband hates, so we never ever do this. So the fact that he wants to do it is really exciting for them. And I think it's because we've been watching Green Acres so much that he wants pancakes and eggs. Are you getting tired? So some people I'm sure know what Green Acres is. Yes, we're going to put on Green Acres as soon as this Bible episode is over. So we are going to go get some dinner done, keep working on the room, hopefully. And and at least today I feel like we got quite a bit done. So a ton more to go, but at least something done. So anyways, we will see you guys tomorrow.